Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia, and welcome to the Corner Post podcast, episode number 3. And I am always joined by my partner in crime for the podcast, Codys. Footy World is here. Cody, I love the name change, and it's good to see you. How are you, bro?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you much, Nick. Well, thank you very much, Ron. But yes, I've changed my channel name as of Sunday. So to change it, need to start something new for the channel, and that's what I've done.
Mate, it's definitely a risk. I mean, I remember when the great Pro Enzo Vids changed his name from NRL Vid 090 to Pro Enzo. It took me about 2 or 3 weeks to sort of, understand it. And I remember I said to Lorenzo, I said, bro, I wouldn't change your name. And then he ended up doing it. And, it's worked out well for him. So, it's good to see. But, yeah, your name is a lot different. It's a bit better. I reckon it's a bit better now. But that's just my opinion. So,
yeah, not as long, easily to remember.
Yeah, it's pretty simple, isn't it? Codys Footy World. Pretty straightforward. All right. Let's say hello to the live chat. Hello, everyone that's tuning in. Hope you're all doing well on this, very friggin' warm night. Very warm night here in Lismore. It was like 31 degrees. Today's going to be 35 tomorrow. Lismore Cup Day here tomorrow. Big horse racing event on. It's going to be crazy. Yeah, so hello to the chat. I hope everyone's doing well on this September 20, 2023, 7:05 p.m. Hello to the chat. Hello to Will. Hello to Jeffrey. Hello to Flash Red. Hello to Hosea over there in New Zealand, I believe. Shout out to all the New Zealanders that are checking out the channel. Hello to William Pearson. Hello to Luke Melbourne Storm fan. Jason Reader, SS Storm fan. CJ Moxley. Josh RABBITOHS 2023. Hello to everyone that is tuning in. Hope you guys are all doing well. Yeah, very hot day here. It's still actually quite warm. I think it's still like 24 degrees. So, very warm day. Hello to All Out Champer as well in the live chat. Shout out to All Out Champer and everyone in the All Out section. All right, Cody, let's get into the podcast, mate. There's a little bit to go over tonight, obviously. And we're going to start off and we're going to get straight into this whole situation. The Penrith Panthers CEO, Brian Fletcher, mate, he's having a whinge about the finals venues. He's not happy. He's disgusted. He come out and said that the Broncos playing at Suncorp Stadium is an unfair advantage, which I find absolutely crazy. And he also said that it's not fair that Penrith are playing at Penrith, not playing at Penrith. He thinks the core stadium he thinks it should be at Penrith. Brian Fletcher, man, the CEO of the Panthers, is not holding back. He has given his opinion. Cody, what is your take on this whole thing coming from the Panthers CEO about the stadium drama?
Yeah, I'm not too fun about it. I mean, if he wanted a copper wins, he should have just taken it to Combank or Allianz, where you're expected to get a full house there. I mean, you're not going to get a sold out crowd at a call between Penrith and Melbourne, because it won't hold up to 80+ thousand on that night, that's for sure. But it's been like this for years. I mean, some of the Sydney clubs got to play not at their normal venue. They've got to suck it up. I mean, like we said, I've heard it all week. I think Fletcher's been a fucking idiot about it. I mean, it's a similar scenario with the Sharks, really. I mean, everyone wanted the game to be moved to Allianz or a call wherever, and not at points bet because it can only hold 12,000. But yeah, it's just ridiculous. I mean, Broncos, they've got a great ground. I mean, it can hold up to 50+ thousand. They're not sucking hissy fit. I mean, they used to play home games for finals down in Sydney back in the earlier days of the NRL. But
yeah, you're right.
Everything's changed now.
Look, I think Brian Fletcher's having a big old whinge. Would you like some tissues with that? I have no doubt that other people that do podcasts and like that, they're probably going to talk about this as well. See, the problem I have is this guy is a hypocrite, an absolute hypocrite. So he's come out and he has written here the system in place has to be updated to give everyone an equal chance. It should be that everybody has the chance to play their semi-finals at home in week 1 and week 2. But after that, every final should be played at a neutral / major stadium. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, the Panthers played week 1 at Penrith against the Warriors. We know that. They played at Penrith week 1. Brisbane played at Suncorp in week 1. Cronulla played at home in week 1 as well. So did Newcastle. But he also thinks it should also be in week 2. No, that's not how it works. If you have a stadium that can fit under 25,000, you're not going to be getting a home prelim or a home semi. You got to move that. That's got to go to a bigger venue because we've got these extremely expensive multi-million-dollar stadiums like Allianz and Accor and CommBank. They're free grounds right there that are worth a lot of money, and we're not even using Allianz for the finals or CommBank, which is disappointing. But for him to be coming out publicly and saying that it's not fair that the Broncos can play at Suncorp and the Panthers can't play at Penrith. First of all, the Broncos, their stadium can fit 52,500 people. There will be that exact amount on Saturday at Suncorp. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be one of them. It's going to be chaos. Now, as for the Panthers, I think their stadium can only fit 22,000, 21,000. They can only fit, I think it's definitely under 25,000. So, what do you expect? Why would the Broncos move their game to Sydney? It makes zero sense. They play Origins at Suncorp. They had a grand final at Suncorp. So the whinging about this is absolutely laughable. It really is. It really is laughable. And if Penrith want to have a whinge about teams playing at their home ground and Penrith aren't, bro, this time last year, the Cowboys had a prelim in Townsville. Townsville can only fit about 25,000. That's only like 3,000 or 4,000 more than Penrith can fit. But they weren't complaining last year. They played South Sydney at a call last year in South's home ground, and they weren't complaining then. Why complain now? What the fuck?
Yep, same for 2020 as well when they played against us at a call.
Yeah, what are they whinging about? Fuck. It's laughable, honestly. Anything for a headline with Penrith, to be completely honest. Anything for a headline. See, I reckon Brian Fletcher is the reason why he's coming out and having a big whinge about it is because he wants all the pressure and the drama and all the media attention to be off Jarome Luai. That's what it is. Because we all know Luai's like 60% healthy from his dislocated shoulder. So the only reason why Brian Fletcher's decided to open his big mouth about finals venues is because he wants to protect Jarome Luai and keep as much media attention off Luai as possible. So have a fucking cry. You know what? Go walk in the Woolworths tomorrow out at Mount Druitt and buy some fucking tissues, Brian Fletcher. You fucking sook. Seriously. Sook. Absolute sook. Let's move on, Cody. Some news that I learnt last night, and it seems like this is exactly what's going to happen. Now, we did speak about the Val Holmes stuff last week, but it's as what we kind of expected. Valentine Holmes will reportedly be suspended for 1 game and a fine of around 25 to 30,000. Fuck. All over an Instagram photo that didn't even look real. It looked photoshopped. We don't even know if it was drugs or not. That hasn't been confirmed. Some say it's a prank. Some say it's a legit thing. You can't drug test him in the off season, and it'd be too late now because it'd be out of his system. This whole Valentine Holmes thing is an absolute, I don't even know what you want to call it. Cody, what's your take on it, mate? Are you thinking that the 1-game suspension is fair enough? Do you think the fine's fair? What's your take on the whole situation?
Yeah, kind of expected that he was going to get at least 1 game. I think 1 game is. I think he got off light if it was not was a prank. But I think 1 game is fine. Fine is questionable. I mean, I know he's a high earning player and one of the best players at the Cowboys at the moment, but 25 to 30,000, I think it's a bit much. I think 20,000 or 15 to 20,000 would have been fair enough, but I think 25 to 30 is a bit too much. And like you said, we don't know if it's real, if it's Photoshop, anything, but can't get tested in the off season, drug tested. But I think once it's officially out, we can forget about it and we'll deserve the 1 game suspension and we'll start fresh from next year.
All right, I'm gonna upset everyone, and everyone's gonna get angry. A few people will, but I don't even reckon he should even be suspended. I don't think he should be suspended, and I'll explain why. One, we don't even know if it was cocaine. Two, we don't know if he was on drugs. Clearly, he was drunk, so we know that. 3, we can't drug test him now because it would clearly be out of his system unless he's still on it. But it's like I said the other week. You drug test him there and there, like you get him to fly up to you fly him down to Sydney, you give him the drug test, and then you find out if he did it or not. But the problem is there's no evidence that it was cocaine. There's no evidence that he was on drugs. There's no evidence of that. He was drunk. Now I know the photo itself is very stupid and he put it on social media, but can grown men not have a fucking laugh? Can people not just have a giggle these days? Like, the world is that soft. You can't say anything anymore because you say something controversial, you'll get fucking cancelled. That's just how the world is nowadays. You can't do anything. Can't say anything. Can't do anything. So I do agree that him posting it on social media was a very stupid thing to do. And I get it might not be the greatest of looks, especially for someone at his caliber. He's an Origin player, plays for Australia, probably the best center in the game when he's not doing stupid shit like this. But when you break it down and you look at everything that happened, the Instagram photo, and there was no drug test because it's the off season and you can't drug test them. You look at the whole thing, there isn't really a whole lot in it. It isn't a big deal. Okay, the photo on Instagram is a big deal, but what do you want him to do? Like, he come out and publicly Val Holmes, and he come out and said it was only a joke and a prank. I don't believe an NRL player would be stupid enough to put it on social media and leave it there. He's obviously put it up as a joke. So, I mean, maybe a fine, but to suspend him for a game over a alleged joke is quite ridiculous. So, there isn't much in it. Most NRL players would come clean to this sort of stuff. So, I don't know, man. I don't reckon there's much in it. I really don't think there's much in it. So, that's just what I think. Anyway, definitely worthy of a fine, but a 1-game suspension is ridiculous. Maybe just, maybe Mal Meninga will pick him for the Pacific tournament and he'll serve it in that, and he'll be good to go for round 1 next year. Who knows? But, yeah. Cody, in my opinion, it isn't that big of a deal, bro. Unless you think otherwise.
No, I don't think it's not a huge figure at all. But it's just, he should not have just, even if it was fake, he should not have posted it on social media at all in the first place, and he will not be in this situation.
Yeah, look, I mean, I don't condone the behavior. Like, obviously, it's very stupid and it's silly, But at the end of the day, like, there isn't a whole lot in it. Like, it isn't like a Bronson Sherry situation where he is taking performance enhancing drugs. It's just a little bit of cocaine. It's a party drug in the off season, just having a giggle, doing something stupid with God knows who he was even with. Very silly. Very silly. I reckon there's more players doing this. I mean, it could be, I don't want to accuse anyone, but anyone could be doing it. I mean, fucking Api Coruscant could be doing it. It could be David Fafita. It could be fucking, I don't know, Jacob Little. It could be fucking anyone, man. Who knows? It isn't that big of a deal. If it happened to any other club, it'd probably be the same situation. But anyway, we'll see what happens, but it looks like he's going to get that fine. It looks like it's locked in to happen. Probably be an official announcement tomorrow. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Now let's go on to the next topic, Cody. Well, this was some crazy. I'm not that crazy. I'm not even that surprised after what happened on the weekend with how the few people reacted. NRL referee Ashley KLIEN has been stood down for the prelim finals. Now, in case you don't know, Ashley KLIEN refereed the Melbourne Storm Sydney Roosters semi-final on the weekend, and Ashley KLIEN did get a couple of calls wrong. He got the Harry Grant knock on wrong, which next set obviously led to the Melbourne Storm scoring for Marion Seve. And then later in the game, when the Roosters led by a point, there was a high tackle on Harry Grant from Sam Walker, and there was no penalty. The referee played on. He said, "Get up, stop milking it." So there were two calls there that he got wrong. Do you think he deserved to be stood down, Cody, or do you think it's an overreaction?
Well, personally, I don't really like Ashley KLIEN as a ref. I think he's a bit of. I've got my fair share of criticism of him when he does our games, but with this one in particular, I think may have been a bit of a overreaction. I mean, yeah, referees, they all make mistakes, but to make it twice from the same player, and yeah, it was just crazy, to be honest. But would he be right to be stood down? It's a bit questionable, but I think it was made the right call, because like he didn't change the play or whatever at those 2 points, and could have resulted in a different result from the Roosters Melbourne game.
If there's one thing that I have been critical of in the past, it's giving it to the NRL referees. And there has been a lot of times where they have made some terrible decisions and they may have cost teams a game or two. But as for this one, okay, yes, Ashley KLIEN definitely got some calls wrong on the weekend. But you got to remember, referees are human beings. They're going to make mistakes, just like the players. He got the Harry Grant one wrong with the knock on. He got the high penalty, the high tackle wrong at the end. Sam Walker got Harry Grant high. Melbourne should have went for 2, and they would have been up by a point with about a minute and a half to go. For me, Cody, for Ashley KLIEN to be stood down for 2 bad decisions, I think it's a massive overreaction. Now, he definitely got the 2 calls wrong. He definitely knocked the ball on. But I think to drop an official who refereed State of Origin, all 3 Origins I might add, a referee who's been around for quite some time, he's going to make mistakes, but he's usually pretty solid in his refereeing duties. I think it's a little bit over the top. There's no way in the world I think Ashley KLIEN should be stood down for 1 or 2 tough calls at the time. I just don't think that's necessary. I think if the whole game was like that, then fair enough. The Roosters weren't robbed. I'm sick and tired of hearing that on social media. So many Roosters fans claiming they were robbed. Shut up. Shut up. You led 13-12 with 7 minutes to go, and you lost the game because you couldn't defend a cross-field kick. Shut up. You weren't fucking robbed. You lost the game when you were down 10-0. You got back in it. Then you took the lead for a short period of time, and then you couldn't defend a cross-field kick. So stop fucking whinging. Seriously. Roosters fans need to shut up. Stop crying. They were not fucking ripped off. They were not. It is some of the most ridiculous social media crap I've read in a while. Now, people are going to turn around and say, oh, well, if it was my team, it'd be a different story. When you're down 10-12-0 in a semi-final, that's your own fault. If you missed the jump, that's on you. That's on you. So, honestly, it's laughable. Melbourne won the game because they did a cross-field kick. Warbrick caught the ball, scored the try, end of story. It's not like the Roosters were leading all game and they had several calls go against them. There were calls going everywhere. Both teams had 50-50 calls, so that's just how the game is. So, I think it's ridiculous that Ashley Klien's been stood down, to be honest. I would have given him another chance. I mean, seriously. He refereed Origin, for fuck's sake. He's refereed grand finals. To drop him over a couple of tough calls is ridiculous. I feel sorry for Ashley Klien.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But, yeah, I think bit for overreaction, but...
It's just how I feel, bro. It's just how I feel. There's definitely an overreaction. Absolutely it is. I feel for Ashley Klien. I hope he's all right. I think he's in the bunker this weekend, so at least he's doing something. So, I mean, every referee gets it wrong, bro. I mean, we saw the grand final, Ben Cummins, even though it was the right call, the way it went down was wrong. So, the referees aren't perfect, man. They're going to get calls wrong. You can't play a perfect NRL game and get every call right. That's just not how it is. It is what it is. Anyway, I think he should be refereeing this weekend. And just like Jose said in the live chat, it's definitely not a popular opinion. It's definitely one that everyone would go, yeah, I'll skip it next. But people need to understand, you need to look at things on both sides of the story. Ashley Klien even apologized to James Tedesco. How many other referees have got calls wrong in the past and haven't apologized? Klien's the only one I can remember in probably the last 5 or 6 years that has actually apologized for getting a call wrong. So, at least he was man enough to say, okay, I got that one wrong, I'm sorry. How many other referees have done that?
Not many that I know.
Anyway, I feel for Klien. I really do. I don't think he should have been dropped.
Fair enough.
Anyway, let's move on to some news that broke about an hour ago, I believe. West Tigers young fullback JAHREAM BULA has extended with the West Tigers until the end of 2027, Cody. Do you think this is a good thing for the Tigers? Do you reckon they needed to re-sign the young gun fullback JAHREAM BULA? Do you reckon it's a good thing for the Tigers?
Yeah, I definitely think it's a great re-signing from them. I mean, best thing they've done since 2018, 2019? But in all seriousness, I think it's definitely a great re-signing. I mean, in his rookie year, he's played around almost 20 games for the Tigers, and he's been arguably one of the better players, if not the best player in the Tigers squad all year. But this is definitely the right sign in the correct direction for the Tigers. But one re-signing is not going to be enough for the Tigers to get out of this scenario. But overall, great re-signing, and till the end of 2027 as well. That's a surprise as well.
I mean, it's good to see. I mean, I think he's a fantastic young fullback. I'm just trying to have a look at how many tries or how many games he's actually played. That is what I want to find out. I might even Google it while I'm here. But
it said he's been playing since round 8.
Yeah, so he wouldn't have played a whole lot of games. I'm just going to give it a quick Google. Bear with me. But look, I think JAHREAM BULA is a very good young fullback coming through the Tigers. The Tigers obviously want to try and build the club around him. He's a young gun. How many games has he played? Let me have a look. Here we go. JAHREAM BULA has played 18 NRL games.
Okay.
So he's very young. But you can see the potential in him. He's very young, very quick. He's got a lot of skill about him. He's going to be a good player for the West Tigers in the future. But you got to remember as well, he's still young. He's only a kid. He's going to make mistakes. He's going to have his bad games as well from time to time. He's not a perfect NRL player, but he's one for the future for the Tigers. And you know what? I'm glad they re-signed him for another 2 years. What was it? Another 2 years they re-signed him. So it's great to see. The Tigers needed to do this. I think with the addition of Jaden Sullivan going there next year and Aiden Caesar, and they've got a couple other young kids coming through, I think this is what they needed to do.
Yeah, good on the Tigers for re-signing him. I mean, he'll still make mistakes going into next year. Like you said, he's still young. Hopefully, they're going to be the Tigers' main fullback for the foreseeable future. But this is good signs coming from the young player and from the Tigers too.
Absolutely. Well, let's move on to the next topic now. And well, this is one that isn't even been. It's not a rumor, but it's one that I thought I'd bring up just to see what everyone thinks. Should the Cowboys look at a player swap between Chad Townsend and Ben Hunt? Now, I was on Facebook last night and I saw someone put up a post and they said, what about Chad Townsend to the Dragons and Ben Hunt to the Cowboys? Both are in their mid-30s. Ben Hunt wants to go back to Queensland and he's on good money. Chad Townsend going back down towards, Cogra way, down towards Cronulla. Go back to his old coach, Shane Flanagan, who we won the grand final with. I don't know. It's only a suggested thing that I thought of and I saw on social media. But what do you reckon, Cody? Should the Cowboys at least have a little bit of interest in this? Like Ben Hunt, obviously he is getting older, but is Ben Hunt the missing piece to Cowboys maybe winning a premiership? What's your take on this suggestion or idea?
Yeah, gone for a surprise for this one. Didn't really hear much about this one or nothing at all, but I could say going well. I mean, yeah, both in their mid-30s, and the best player for the Dragons at the moment is Ben Hunt. And if Townsend wants to go back to living in Sydney and with Flanagan as well, I mean, good on him. I think it's definitely worth a try, but I don't think it will happen. But you never know.
If it were to happen, the Cowboys would have to pay something because I think Ben Hunt's on $1 million a year, and I think Townsend's on about $800,000. So the Cowboys would have to probably put in like a $200,000 fee and probably another player to do it because, like, with all due respect, Ben Hunt's probably up here. Townsend's probably a level below Ben Hunt. I mean, the Cowboys did just release about 9 players, so there could be room in the cap. I don't know, but nothing against Chad Townsend. I think he's been a fantastic player in his NRL career. I think, obviously, last year, in 2022, Chad Townsend had a phenomenal season at the Cowboys. This year, he had a very up and down year, and he would probably admit to himself he didn't have the year that he thought he would have had. He probably didn't live up to his potential this year. So, I mean, if there were to be a conversation, it's just a suggestion. Townsend to Dragons, back with Flano. Ben Hunt goes back to Queensland, joins the Cowboys. I mean, Drinkwater, Dearden, Hunt, Robson. That sounds pretty good to me if it were to happen. But Cody, I must say this as well. If we were to get Ben Hunt for a year, I would only give him a year. I would only give him a year because we got Jake Clifford there, who we just signed back from Hull FC. Maybe give Ben Hunt 1 year, then maybe he retires. I don't know, but maybe, bro, maybe.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely see how this will go. If it does turn out to happen, be a surprise.
It might not even happen at all. It might just be a fantasy, but it's just a suggestion. You just never know.
Yeah, that's right.
You just never know. But I would love it. Now let's move on to some news this weekend. Sunday afternoon, I think it's at 3 p.m. CommBank Stadium, the New South Wales Cup Grand Final. The South Sydney Rabbitohs versus the North Sydney Bears. Now, a lot of people probably don't really care about New South Wales Cup too much, but I find it entertaining at times. I don't watch a lot of it, but I do enjoy watching the big games when they do have the New South Wales Cup. So, yeah, Sunday, 3 o'clock, South Sydney versus the Bears. The top two sides from the New South Wales Cup this year will go at it. The winner will play the Brisbane Tigers next week on Grand Final Day for the state championship. Now, the odds, South Sydney are $1.50. North Sydney Bears are like $2.45. So, decent enough. Now, Cody, I know you're a Bunnies fan. Do you like this South's team this weekend?
Yeah, I've seen this team list for our New South Wales Cup side. I think it's a decent New South Wales Cup side. I don't, like you said, I don't really pay attention to the New South Wales Cup either that often, but I think it's a good side enough to get the win. I mean, these two did play not about 2 weeks ago, and Bears almost caught up to win it, but Bunnies just hold on. But I think we've definitely got a good squad to win on Sunday or Saturday, whatever day it's on.
Sunday, 3 o'clock, CommBank. Now, I know CJ is heading to the game, so have fun, Mox. If you have a look at both these teams on paper, I mean, Souths look very strong. I mean, their backline's pretty experienced. A lot of NRL experience in that. The halves, we've seen a bit of Dean Hawkins in the past. The forward pack looks very good. The only play from the Bears that I recognise is... Oh, there's a few of them I recognise from the Bears. Ben Thomas, Fletch Baker, Ben Marshke, Zach Dr. Clay, Terrell May. Yeah, I recognise a few from the Bears. And for the Bunnies, I recognise their whole back line, man. Taff, Carr, Thompson, Jacob Gagai, Tyrone Munro. Holy shit. Look at the middle. You got Shaq, Peter Mamazoulis, you got Talis Duncan, Yelene Gordon. Is he still around? Fuck, I thought he retired. This is going to be a good game. Just quickly on this, who do you reckon will win? Obviously, you're going to go South, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, go to Bunnies. At least somewhat of our club made success this year compared to first grade. But no, in all seriousness, I think we'll get the job done on Sunday. Sorry.
You got a prediction? Like you got a score prediction for the game or something?
Jeez, I'll go 2016. We win.
All right, cool. I'll go Souths as well. I think Souths win and win well, to be honest. I think they'll win easy. I'll go Souths. Souths by 20. I reckon they'll have a big win.
Yeah.
Blake Taff and Munro to score a try.
Yep, and it'll be a way for Taff to end his career with the Bunnies as he's going to the Bulldogs from next year.
Yeah.
Gonna miss him. But good on him.
Let's move on to some other news. Cody, I know you won't like this too much, but a few NRL clubs, Cody, are interested in the services of your gun back rower, Keon Kalamatangi. The Canberra Raiders are prepared to offer a big offer. Your rivals, the Roosters, are interested as well in KLIEN Kalamatangi. So, funny enough, the two teams with the letter R, but not the Rabbitohs. Roosters and Raiders, very interested in the services of KLIEN. What's your take on this?
It's all stupid. I mean, KLIEN, yeah. I mean, he's been our best second rower for all these past years, and for him to go to a different club will be an outrage for us Bunnies fans. I mean, he's been one of our better players throughout this year, and yeah, there was a time where he was out injured, but I don't know. I think it's all stupid. I mean, if he does go to the Raiders or Roosters, I mean, good on him, good money, but I think, to be honest, I think he'll stay with us for another couple of seasons.
I mean, Canberra and Roosters would have to offer him a significant deal where it's like big dollar signs. Yeah. Just quickly, how much do you reckon KLIEN's worth a year? How much do you reckon he's worth?
Oh, geez, that's a really tough one. I don't know what he's currently at the moment.
Yeah, me either.
But I think somewhere between 5 to 700,000. I think worth a year. I think that's a very good amount.
Yeah, I reckon he's worth about 700,000. Big right edge back rower, very damaging. For me, bro, I think KLIEN Kalamatangi is worth about 700, maybe 800 at the most a year. I think that's pretty good for him.
Yeah, I think that's definitely worth a good amount. I mean, if Canberra Roosters want to give him a big amount of money, good luck.
They'll try.
But
We have
I
no
think
doubt.
he'll stay with the loyal red and green the next
Surely.
couple of seasons.
Surely doesn't leave. Surely. All right, let's move on to some other good stuff here. Some good topics. Now, I wanted to ask you this, Cody. What is your favorite NRL preliminary final in NRL history? So from 1998 all the way up to now. Now, you can pick one of your own team and you can pick one as a neutral. So what are your favorite prelim finals over the years?
So obviously for my team, I'm obviously going to go to Rabbits Roosters 2014 prelim final. Beat them bastards, and we went on to win the grand final against the Dogs in 2014. So that's definitely my favourite.
Yeah.
And as for a neutral, oh, that one's quite a toughie. I'll probably say, let's go. Who did Cowboys play in 2015 for prelim? Was it Melbourne? Yeah, I think definitely 2015 was be my favorite neutral one, because I mean, going for their first premiership and their second ever grand final at that point, I think that was a favorite prelim final to watch, and those scumbag Melbournes didn't want them to make it.
Yeah. No, you're right. My favorite prelim as a Cowboys supporter would have to be the 2017 prelim final when we beat the Roosters at Allianz Stadium, 29-16. It was a very good game, back and forth for a very long time. So that would be probably my favorites. The other one that I would pick that's not my team, I really enjoyed the 2010 prelim final between the Dragons and Tigers. That was a cracking game. Dragons winning 13-12. Tigers led 12-6, I think, and the Dragons ended up winning the game at 13-12. That was a great game, the 2010 prelim. Cracking game. Another prelim final that I enjoyed besides that, 2011, when the Warriors beat the Storm in Melbourne. That was a really good one. That was a huge one, actually. That was impressive.
Yep.
What other ones are there? I didn't mind the one in 2014 when the Bulldogs beat the Panthers. That was a good one. That was a good game. Gee, there's a lot of them that I can go over. Jeez, there's heaps. 2009, Eels and Bulldogs. That was a great game. That was a cracking game. So there's been some crackers over the years, man. There's been some crackers. So yeah, I'd probably go with them. A few people in the chat are a little bit confused, actually. Luke, that was a semi-final. That wasn't a prelim. And Flash Red, that was a semi-final, not a prelim, bro. Prelim's the third week, the one before the grand final.
Prelim's final is the one before the grand final, everyone.
Everyone gets mixed up for it. All right, let's get into the game show. Corner Post game show. Now, in case you haven't been following the game show closely, episode 1, I won. Episode 2, I won again. I'm looking for a three-peat here. So, I'm hopeful. I would love a three-peat. Would love it. All right, Cody, I'll ask you the questions first, and then you can ask me the ones after, and then, yeah, we'll go from there, eh?
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's get into it.
Oh, anyone in the live chat, if you reveal the answer, you are banned.
Yeah, so basically, if you're not familiar with the game show, how it works is if anybody in the live chat reveals the answers to the questions, then obviously you will get timed out for 5 minutes. So don't be a dick. Enjoy the game show. You guys can vote in the chat who you want to win, me or Cody. You guys can vote. So, yeah, don't be a dick, everyone. All right, let's go. Cody, you ready?
Let's go.
First question. In round 2 of this year, in the Eels versus Sharks game, the Eels scored the first try in that game. Who was the first try scorer? Your 3 options are Regan Campbell-Gillard, Junior Paulo, and Jermaine Hopgood. Who was the first try scorer, bro, out of them 3?
Someone in the back. Ooh, okay. Let's go Junior Paulo.
Incorrect. It was Regan Campbell-Gillard.
Damn it, yellow prop.
Not a good start. 0-1. Not the ideal start, bro, but, you know, there's a long way to go in this game yet, so we'll have to wait and see. We'll wait.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see. All right. Next question. In the Bulldogs versus Sharks game in round 8, the Sharks beat the Bulldogs. The Sharks also scored the first try. Who was the first try scorer in that game? Was it Will Kennedy? Was it Matt Moylan? Or was it Sione Katoa? Which one was it?
Was it Kennedy?
Correct. Well done.
Yes.
There you go. You had no idea in that one, did you?
No, I don't usually pay attention to who the first try scorer is for most of the games, other than my games.
Yeah. Well, I was actually about to give you a South one now, so we'll see if you get this one as well. Righto. In round number 5, the Rabbitohs played the Storm at Accor Stadium. Who was the Rabbitohs' first try scorer in that game? Was it Cody Walker or was it Campbell Graham? Who was the first try scorer?
Jesus. Was it
Bunny?
Cody Walker?
Yeah, well done. You nailed that.
I had a few. I don't know, because he scored first in round 4. Oh, no, not first. The first try scorer for the Bunnies in round 4. I know that one.
And in round 5 as well. So, good one. Good one. All right, next one. We'll go to the Dragons. Righto. In round 11, the Cowboys beat the Dragons 42-22, but the Dragons scored the first try in that game. Who was the first try scorer in that game for the Dragons? Was it Jack DeBellin? Was it Jack Bird? Or was it Francis Mollo?
Jeez. Was it DeBellin?
Oh, fuck me. You got it again. Shit. Doing well. 3 out of 4. Last question. Right. In round number 1, the Storm beat the Eels in Golden Point. Who was the first try in that game? Was it Will Penasini? Was it Nick Meaney? Or was it young Tonomapea?
Was it Nick Meaney?
Will Penasini.
Fuck.
All right. Well, you've done well. You've got 3 from 5. You did very well this week. I'm going to have to get 4 questions to win. So I can only afford to get 1 wrong, really. So Cody gets a 3 out of 5. He's put himself in a pretty good position here. So we'll see how I go now. Cody, you can ask me questions. I'm just going to turn my phone off and put it over there near my TV where I can't see it, and it's facing down. So if I get notification, all I'll see is the back of my phone. I won't be able to see it. So
yeah, I didn't expect multiple choice, but there's no multiple choice for this one, so I made it a bit harder for you.
Oh, here we go.
All right, so first one, 2020 prelim final, Rabbits versus Penrith. Penrith won 2016, but the Rabbitohs scored first. Who was the first try scorer from the Bunnies?
I think it was Alex Johnson.
Fucking hell. Yes, that is correct.
I remember it. I'm pretty sure it was like a Cuddy Walker crossfield kick or something. I do remember it. Vaguely.
Surprised you got that one.
If I saw the try, I'd remember it. But yeah, righto. Next question.
All right. Prelim final 2018. Storm versus Sharks. This Melbourne player scored a double, and I'll give you a clue. It's in the back line between 1 and 5. Who scored a double in the Sharks versus Storm prelim final game?
Oh, fuck. Okay. Let me break this
down. And
down.
another clue, they are currently not playing.
It's definitely not Slater because I know he got I think he got binned for a shoulder charge on Fecky. It definitely wasn't Chambers. Oh, I don't even reckon it was Fox. Was it Suliasi Vunivalu?
No, it wasn't. You did say it. It was Billy Slater.
Was it?
Yep.
Fuck, I didn't even... Wow.
That's one wrong for Nick.
So that means I have to get them all right from here. Otherwise, I can't win. But we could draw.
Yeah, good draw. All right, another one. Storm versus Raiders prelim final 2016. The Storm won that game, but the Raiders scored the first try. Who was the first try scorer? And this player still plays for the Canberra Raiders in the back line.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. I remember the game because I know Melbourne won like 14-12 or something.
That was the score, yes.
Was it a Canberra Raiders first try?
Yes, in the back line.
And he's still playing to this day?
Yes.
Oh, well, it's got to be either Rapana or Kotrick then. It's got to be one of them. Because Edric Label's on the wing. Oh. Croker retired. Whiten was fullback. I'm gonna lock in Jordan Rapana.
Wow. Yep, you are correct.
Oh, fuck me. Done well there. I wasn't that confident on that one. I was sort of a bit like, all right.
All right. Cowboys question. Eels versus Cowboys this year. Who scored the first try in between the Eels and Cowboys? And it was a Cowboys player who scored first.
Oh, fuck. See, I thought it was an Eels player. Oh, hang on. I remember this. Drinkwater.
Yep, was Scotty Drinkwater.
I won a shitload of money off it. I remember I went crazy over it. Wow. What's that? 3 out of 4. So if I get this next one right, we have a draw.
Yep, that is right.
Wow.
All right. Final question. Rabbitohs versus Raiders this year. So we were at this game. Who was the first try scorer? It was a Rabbitohs player.
Oh, fuck.
And I'll give you a clue. It's in the second row.
Well, I would have had money on the Prickyville second row because I always back the second rowers. Okay. Fuck. Was it? It was. Hang on. It was State of Origin period, wasn't it?
Yes.
Jed
This was
Cartwright.
Origin affected. Fuck's sake. Yes, it is.
Winner, winner. 4 out of 5.
Fuck.
I did well. I was under a lot of pressure today, man. Holy shit. Fucking hell, that was a tough game, man. That was probably the toughest game we've had yet.
Yeah, it was. I'm surprised you got that one.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to win that. Well, good game, bro. Close game as well.
Fuck.
Very
You're dead
close.
next week.
That's what they all say. 3-0, baby. 3-0.
Just like our
All
Cowboys will go 0-3 start next year.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. Says the one. Says the one that was at fucking first in round 11, then didn't even make the 8.
Yeah.
Says the one I got flogged in round 17, 31-6.
Yeah, fuck you.
Anyway, let's get into the prelim finals this week. Let's get into it. Hang on. Someone says, was that a draw?
No, it wasn't a draw.
How many did you get? 3?
Yeah, I got 3.
Yeah, I got 4. Yeah, that's right.
I got
All right.
last one, first one wrong.
Harley in the chat says, don't time me out and I don't like it. Well, don't spam the chat with nonsense that was fucking 3 weeks old. Don't spam the chat and you won't get banned. If you talk about the topics that we're talking about, then you'll be fine. All right. Let's get into the prelim finals this weekend. Panthers and Storm. Obviously, Friday night, bro. Prelim final at a Court Stadium. Winner goes to the grand final. How do you see this one going Friday night, bro?
Well, this one, to be honest, is going to be a flogging. Penrith 13 plus. I don't want either team to make the grand final, but
yeah,
I'll prefer Penrith because Melbourne have been in the grand final way too many times.
Okay.
Penrith 13 plus by 18.
Yeah, I'm with you. I hate to be boring, but I think Penrith win and win well. But I think they'll just have too many points for the Storm. Melbourne are capable of winning, but I just you got to go Penrith. They're just too good at the moment. They could choke and be disappointing here, but I think they'll be too good for the Storm. So I'll go Penrith 22 points to 6. I think they'll be a little bit too good there. First try scorer, I'll go with Lee. I'll go with Stephen Crichton. First try.
Yep. 24-6. I'll go Crichton the first try as well.
Yep, Stephen Crichton. And the other game, now, in case you guys don't know this, I've said it enough times this week. I've said it all fucking weekend, really. Saturday night, 7:50 p.m. up at Suncorp Stadium. Obviously, I'm going to be there at the game. We've got the Broncos and the Warriors. I'm going to be there. It's going to be fantastic. Great atmosphere. Broncos and the Warriors. Winner goes to the grand final. Cody, whoever gets through, it's a phenomenal story. How do you see this prelim final going? Broncos or the Warriors?
Yes. Sold out on Saturday night. Either club goes through. It could potentially win their first grand final in many, many years. Warriors over a decade. Richmond since 2015.
Warriors for the first one,
2006, sorry. Oh, no, Warriors haven't won. Oh, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
So, Brisbane, 2006.
Who do you think wins?
I'm going Warriors by 4.
Are you?
Yep, I'm going for the upset.
Got a score prediction? First try?
Let's go. I think it's going to be low scoring. Let's go 16-12.
Okay. All right.
And first try scorer? Let's go. Mitch Barnett in the second row.
That's a roughie. He's in the front row, I think.
Is he? Front row, sorry, yeah. Mitch Barnett.
Look, I'm going to go the Broncos. I think this is going to be a good game. I reckon it'll be a bit high scoring. I reckon both teams have got some points in them. I reckon it's going to be a very entertaining game. I'll go the Broncos by 6. 24 points to 18. First try score. I'm going to go Ezra Mann to score the first try.
Yep, fair enough.
Ezra
We're going to
Mann.
be in for a great preliminary
Should be a good
final
game.
on Saturday.
Oh, mate, it's going to be a cracker. I can't wait to be there. Well, Cody, that concludes the Corner Post podcast episode 3. It's been a great show tonight. The chat's been great. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you, bro, and I look forward to episode 4 next week, grand final week.
Yep, no worries. Great show once again. Yep, got lucky this time. I'll get you next week. I don't know. Grand final next week. Final game of the season next week. Let's bring it on.
Going to be outstanding. Thank you to the live chat as well for tuning in. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. We got the Super League tips to do tomorrow night, and we've got the Premier League as well coming up as well tomorrow as well. The preview of that as well. But thank you all. Have a phenomenal Wednesday night. And before we go, in case, it's a few weeks old now, but enjoy the intro. Have a good night.